Hello! Welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 87. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, the works. I have a web shop. It is colourfulcreativity.nl or carolien.etsy.com. More on that later. And there is a Ravelry group to chat about the podcast, my yarn, etc. And it is the Colourful Creativity group and can be found in the group section on Ravelry. Welcome back everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to all new viewers and hope you like it here. Subscribe down below. Binx also is very present apparently. He was sitting in the sun, but apparently the minute I start talking to myself, he thinks it's all about him. Well, it's been all about his sister at the moment, so I'm pretty sure he needs some attention. Yeah, I will catch you up later on all that. We're a knitting podcast and I'm trying to keep all the non-knitting stuff at the end. It's not always working, but I hope to try this time. So, while Binx is sniffing around here and is getting his scratchies, I am showing off my finished object because that is what I'm starting with. I finished my test knit, my beachcomber sweater. I actually managed to knit it in about 3 weeks. I'm like, what? Me knitting garments in my size in 3 weeks? Yes. Well, there's almost no sleeve island, so that's a plus. And it is a bit cropped. I added some extra length, but still it was really quick. Like I said, it's the beachcomber and I did it as a test knit for Carly parents. The pattern will come out somewhere this month, I think. And it was an amazing knit. I love every bit of it. I had so much fun knitting it. It really kept me distracted from a lot of things. So yeah, I will stand up eventually when the mister is done. Yes, here we are. I will show you ribbing and here show you my belly. That here you have stockinette and here is reversed stockinette. And then it's stockinette. So it's stripes of stockinette and reversed stockinette. And then different colors. So I have a lighter yellow, a darker yellow. And this is then a little wine red, then purple and brown. That brown stripe, the stockinette stripe, was not officially in the pattern. But since it was way too short for me, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I will also pop in some photos because of course I modeled this thing in my garden when the sun was out. I had at that time an eye infection. I probably had some hair of a oak procession caterpillar in my ear and scratched my cornea. That is why I haven't recorded earlier. Among a lot of other things. We've had a lot of issues with that oak procession caterpillar, Binx, Leia, Robert and me. So more on that later. You may have seen that Binx is all weird here. He's got all these crusts and little bumps and itchy thingies. Yes, you want to. But I don't want you to do that on my new pool. No. Okay, smoochies by the Binx. Sorry guys. Well, I was wearing my sunglasses doing that photo shoot and it worked out perfectly because I really love those photos and I really love the fit of my new top. And I'm happy I've shown it to you now so I can wear it finally. It was way too hot last week. We had a heat wave with over 35 degrees. Which is very uncommon in the Netherlands. I think we managed to get 38 degrees in the end and we had some record high. But oh my god, it was so hot. We were all locked up inside. We managed. We survived. I'm still here. So my mantra, this shall pass too at the moment. I knit this in Katona cotton, so 100% cotton, and Catania cotton. Both are pretty much the same quality, just a different brand. The one is by Schachenmeier and the other one is by Scheepjes. Yeah, I just had that in my stash, and this was a very nice stash buster. I never put my cotton stash in my Ravelry stash, and I have a huge bag. This took about 440 grams in my size, a 48. I am wearing this with 1 inch negative ease because I have a 49-inch bust. Let's just throw all the sizes out there and the numbers. They're just numbers. And I think by doing that, it helps other people determine what size they need and how they want to have it fit on them. So I really like seeing that on Instagram and on Ravelry. People are more and more doing that, and also the account Fat Test Knitters really is awesome for this. That's how I found this test knit too. Absolutely fabulous experience. And I knit this on 3 different sizes, like I already told last time. My in the round gauge is different from my flat gauge. I used a 3mm for the flat knitting because my purl rows are a bit more loose than just my normal knit rows. When I joined in the round, I went to a 3.25mm, and for the ribbing I used a 2.75mm, just like the pattern suggested. And I am absolutely happy with that. So, what do I have left? Probably my next whip, or actually my first whip, because this time I have to. I have left the monogamous knitting because I have started a second beachcomber. I was talking to my mom and she saw my my top and she was like, oh, I want one too. So I decided to ask Carly if it was okay if I made a second one with some alterations, because I was very interested in trying it out without the reverse stockinette. The reverse stockinette is knit inside out and it's a very interesting technique, but I'm just a big sucker for stockinette the right way around, plus that I really wanted something rainbowy and even more colorful than this one. And she was totally okay with that. So I am now knitting my second beachcomber in rainbow, and I have a part of the back. So the first color is super bright yellow, then the second one is the darker yellow, just like I used in here as the light yellow. So that's the same one. And after that we are doing a full rainbow. So orange, red, pink, darker pink, fuchsia, violet, aqua, green, and a petrol. I'm already in love with this idea. I'm going to make it 1 stripe longer still than this one, because I just like it a little bit longer. It's okay that it's a bit shorter on this one. I just have to get used to that I can wear more cropped style. But it still feels difficult sometimes, I guess. I keep pulling it down and I shouldn't. But I'm so used to my gran and my mom pulling my stuff down when it was going up that I keep doing it too. I have to unlearn that and just be okay the way I am. That I can take up space and that I don't have to suck in my tummy and that my tummy can take up all the space it needs. I'm allowed to take up that space. It's difficult. It differs per day, but sometimes it's just difficult. And with the amount of exhaustion I'm feeling now, it is difficult at the moment. So I had a very good talk this morning with Paisley Ducky, with Anna. And yeah, it's just, she said she showed off her body in a swimsuit. She had a new swimsuit and she wasn't sucking in it to me, and I was like, yes, you go, girl. And then she said, yes, I'm not sucking it in anymore. I take up my space. I'm like, ka-ching, there, the whole light bulb moment. And I was like crying, and yeah, okay, I should take up my space again too, because I am allowed to take up space. I've been hiding in my house for, I think, 3 weeks now. So it's difficult to go outside at the moment with the oak procession caterpillars. We're living very close to oaks, lots and lots of oaks, and all are full of them. So every time I go outside, I come back and I am afraid that I will hurt my cats or hurt myself. I will be covered in red bumps and it itches and it hurts. So I'd rather stay inside. We don't even sit outside in the garden at the moment. I have to keep doors and windows mostly closed when the wind direction is wrong, which it is at the moment. We've got pretty hard wind from the oak direction. So yeah, it's been difficult. But hey, we've got knitting and I got my podcast, so I can take up space. And well, I'm hoping this whole thing helping you take up your space as well. You're allowed to be there. You're worthy. You're okay. We are okay. Fat people are not something that has to be hidden, or we're people. We deserve our space. We deserve respect. We're people. Hello. Same goes to everyone else who's different. Well, I guess I am going on my ranty business. I wanted to save it for later, but sorry, just coming out now. With the whole Ravelry and Instagram things going at the moment, if you haven't heard anything, go to Ravelry's homepage and you can read all about it. I very much support Ravelry. Yeah, that's just my stance, and I think that everyone in a marginalized position shouldn't be there. Everyone deserves respect, and everyone deserves decency and a normal, worthy living. Yeah, words are difficult on this topic for me because of the whole English and Dutch going wrong in my head. If I write it down, it's easier because I can Google the words. But if I have to talk about it, it's like, oh crap, what was that word? But still, I'm with Ravelry. I'm sticking to Ravelry, and at the moment I have a bit of a hate relationship with Instagram because they're doing stupid things. The woman who reported a problem pattern on Ravelry got harassed and by Instagram blocked, deleted something. So we're trying to get her account back to her because I don't think harassment and bullying is something that is, that should not happen. I've been bullied a lot, and this is just even worse than I've had it. It's like you're just deleted from existence. She's just gone from Ravelry and from Instagram, and I mean, I have so many people I know on Instagram, and I wouldn't have a way to contact them otherwise. So I think I'd be seriously super sad and devastated. So yeah, what I want to say is that I have a hate relationship at the moment with Instagram. I'm not there a lot at the moment. I've gone silent, but that doesn't mean I don't have an opinion on the things happening. I absolutely do. Instagram has blocked me from liking. Makes it a lot less interesting as well. Somehow I can't do it on my tablet and I can do it on my phone, and I keep getting the message, you are blocked. If you disagree and think this is a mistake, tell us. Well, I keep hammering that tell us button. I'm like, ugh, whatever. So yeah, well, Miss Laia is sick and I'm exhausted. That's the short story. More on Leia will be later, and I will go back to the whip I was talking about, because this is gonna get rambly and awkward. So, second beachcomber, 2 colors almost done. There's going to be a third color, and then the back is done and I have to do the shoulders, etc. Blah blah blah. High sharps, interchangeable, 3mm, in a fondant fiber bag, handmade by Deb. And yeah, I just like the pattern so much that I wanted another top. So I guess I'm turning into a garment knitter. I haven't knit a sock in a while. I haven't touched my socks in a while, so I'm not sure why not. Maybe it's just I like the cotton a lot at the moment because it's warm, and cotton makes me less sweaty or something than wool. Wool is just more soft and squishy than cotton, and I don't really like the feel of that when it's very, very warm. So, in my sheepy bag, Minxje, no nails. Oh, jeez. He's gotten a bit heavy while staying over at my mom. Less walking and more eating. My mom is kind of the person who fills up the easy part of their feeding board. They have the plate board for their food, because otherwise he will munch it and just throw up again, because they are just not moderate in eating. That's just Cornish Rexes, most of them. But she would fill up the easy rich, and we only do that for snacks and bedtime. But my mom would do that all day long because she's, oh, it's so hard for him to get it out. That was the point, Mom. But, oh well, back to knitting. In here, I have my ripple bralette. And as you can see, I did quite a lot. I'm not sure if I was at the ribbing already. That marker there is just because from that point I started the other ribbing. Well, it's all ribbing, so that was not very informative, Carolien. The 1x1 twisted rib and the 3x3 rib. I actually already tried it on with that heat last week. I wasn't wearing a bra and I was like, I'm almost at the point where I should be starting the next section. How does it fit me? And well, my boobs fell out. This doesn't fit me yet. And this has way more stretch than I thought. I might have even gotten away with a size smaller still. Let me check the pattern and let me show you that this is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie May Martinson of Jessie May D Design. And it's a real fun knit. And I really love seeing all of those on all the different body sizes, and especially the bigger and fuller busts wearing it. I'm like, yeah, we can totally pull it off. So in here it says that you choose a size of 9 to 11 inches of negative ease. So I did that, but I think I could have gotten away with even more. I am now knitting it with 10 inch of negative ease. I think a size smaller would have been okay. So I decided that from here I think I only did a few rounds now, but I switched to a smaller needle size to get a bit tighter gauge. And this part will be under the bust, and now I'm knitting the bust, so I'm making it a bit longer. But can you guess? This is too big for me. Seriously, I'd say this would be for a child. Probably pre-teen something. But no, it has that much stretch that it actually fits a plus size or fat woman. I know you don't like it that I say fat, but get used to it. We are fat, and that is okay. Owning that we are fat. They cannot call us bad names with fat anymore, because we know we are, and it doesn't bother. I am using Haya sharps. This is now a 3.25 millimeter. And the yarn I'm using is from Undercover Otter, Squirm Sock base, or just Squirm base. And this is Jello. And this one is Hayride. And Hayride was a Halloween special. Let me check. Halloween exclusive Hayride. It doesn't have the year, but I think it was 2 years ago. So I really like them together. And I did a bit of blending here. This is where you can see it best. I did this in Jello, then I did 1 row of Hayride, 2 rows of Jello, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then I did 1 Jello, 2 Hayride, and then 1 Jello again, and then I just started the Hayride. So I had 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, and the rest. I think it was 10 transition rows between them for fading it into it, and I think it looks very, very good. I really hope I can finish this. Now it's a bit cooler and I don't mind the wool feeling. I'm not sure how much knitting time I will have. Yeah, let's just talk about Leia and my own health. I had to have a few moles removed, and one of them was in a spot that wasn't that nice. It was in between my legs, and it would hurt me when I would wear tights or tighter pants with the seam on the inside, and I was like, I have to have it gone. I can tell you, I wasn't able to walk for a week. It hurt like hell, and I was like, why did I have it removed? It's a lot better now. The thing was totally harmless. It was just there for, just gone for inconvenience, and not because it was bad. I finally have the stitches removed and totally on the mend, and will be probably invisible in a bit. Then Leia decided to try and kill me. I had to have a tetanus shot. She jumped on my back, which she does often and is perfectly fine, but this time she did it from the back instead of from the front, and it was a surprise attack. I was wearing shorts and she hit me with a nail in the back of my knee, and seriously, she scratched it well because it was bleeding like an idiot. I was very happy I had an appointment at the doctor that day to remove my stitches, so they immediately gave me the tetanus shot as well. I wouldn't have gotten one otherwise. I wouldn't have thought of that is needed, but I'm fine for 10 years again, and it stopped bleeding after about an hour and a half. I really had to push it hard. Just seriously, when they have to try and find a vein for me to take my blood, it takes them ages, but Leia found it spotlessly. Seriously, she could teach them something. Well, I'm very happy I have the tetanus shot because, well, this is also Leia and I have more. And that is because she refuses to eat and drink. It's been rough. She has a tooth infection, and the day after that we made the appointment for the surgery, she probably swallowed or had some caterpillar hair on her tongue, which left her with some burn marks on her tongue. Her belly and her fur and her neck, everything is covered in spots from those awful caterpillars, and just like Binx. But she had probably one hair in her paw. She was licking it and it got in her mouth. And the problem is you don't see the hairs. They're only 0.2 or 0.3 millimeter. They're very invisible. So it's like a secret killer. And that makes it so scary. You don't know when you bring it in. She didn't eat anymore, she didn't drink anymore, so we managed to survive the weekend by forcing stuff down our throat. And then on Monday morning we went to the vet again and said, I'm sorry, she's not eating. She must be in a lot of pain from the tooth infection or something. We don't know what's wrong. They were like, come on in, because that's not good. They gave us some very dense astronaut food, as we call it. So high calorie food that you mix with water and you shove it in with a syringe. About every hour she had to be admitted for the day we went there. She had to get IV fluids, and after that, when she came home, of course Binx started hissing at her. He already was a bit cranky with her because of that infection. It was smelly, so she smelled different than herself. And that's why Binx is here now, because he doesn't have a sister at the moment. She still smells different due to the force feeding and due to the stitches, because her surgery was moved a week earlier and she has had her surgery now. She is on the mend, but the soles of her feet, she's licking them bare and they're bleeding, so we have to do a cone of shame, and that doesn't help with her getting to eat again. So we've been on this schedule of force feeding for over a week now. We've been sleeping apart. Robert is sleeping downstairs with Binx and I am on Team Leia, and I'm sleeping upstairs because of my back. I have the bed. But still, I'd rather just sleep together. I can show you Binx's belly. I hope you can see it. It's all red and like he has the measles or something. Poor thing. Leia looks the same, probably even worse. We took off the cone and she's eaten today, but I will have to force feed her soon, because she has been sleeping the rest of the morning. She's just not herself. We will have a vet appointment tomorrow. So, sorry for not keeping it to the end. But yeah, I know you all love the cats, so I thought I'd just share that. Back to yarn. Yeah, back to yarn. Acquisitions. I have here a great new project bag. Look how cheerful it is. I really, really like it. And this one I won in a knit along by Vicky Bird Designs. Let me see. No, that's the other one. Here it is. Vicky Bird Designs. She had this one is for me knit along, and I won this in the chatter thread. So a bag and an awesome pin. The Yarn Lovers Society by Lana Boo. So a pin is never wrong. There was a lovely card, so with frogs. So thank you very much, Vicky. I really love it, and now I can use it. It's a great size for socks or something with just 2 50-gram balls or something, I think. Then my next acquisition is all the way from England, from my dear friend Angela, and she has a yarn store, the Yarn and Yarns yarn store in Penarth. She also has a podcast, the Yarn and Yarns podcast, and you can find her also at Rainbow Ange on Instagram. She is a wonderful plus size woman who knits garments for herself like magic. She's so quick in knitting. She knits so many beautiful garments that she really inspires me to knit more garments for myself, and that is why I got this yarn. I will unpack it. This is Rowan Valley Tweed in a wonderful wine red. Yeah, next to my yellow obsession, I also now have a wine red obsession. And Angela and I had a swap a few weeks, maybe months ago. And she sent me 3 skeins in 3 different colors. I was like, that's gonna be some color work for a really amazing project. I was like, what can it be? What can it be? I looked around on Ravelry and found a lot of color work sweaters, but I wanted something to be size inclusive because I want to knit it for myself. And well, I also like that if I can knit it, that more people can knit it. So there's that change going on also through a lot of more fat knitters on Instagram that I started following, and the fat test knitters, some really awesome accounts to follow that really promote size inclusivity. And because of that, I looked at Isolda, her patterns, and I found the Thripe Moore, I'm probably butchering that name, I'm very sorry, sweater. It has a colorful color work yoke with 3 colors, so I can use the 3 colors I have. I have a, I think it's an aqua, a yellow, and a pink. And then this wonderful wine red for the main color. I have 7 skeins in total. That should be enough, we calculated. So I'm very, very looking forward to casting that on in autumn. Not now. I am thinking of doing a sweater knit along for the last 4 months of the year or something. I mean, we're plus size, we need more time, and that is why the Fat Test Knitter account on Instagram is so nice, because they also promote the patterns that need that go up to bigger sizes and that need test knitters for those sizes, but also help the designer understand that we need more time and we need more yarn. So there's also yarn support for some patterns. Things are in motion to change, so we fat knitters can also join in, because that's needed. It has to be tested in bigger sizes so people can see how it looks. And well, like with the beachcomber, I'm super enthusiastic, and I've heard so many people already ask me, when does the pattern come out? I want to knit it too. So it helps. As a designer, don't stop at size 46. Seriously, I've seen patterns only going up to size 40 inch. I'm like, what the actual, how many people do you want to sell this pattern to? We're not all skinny. And going up a needle size is not an option. Seriously, that does not help. That makes the gauge look different, that makes it more droopy, and it doesn't look as good as when it is a really good pattern made for a bigger size. So I'm really ranty at today, apparently. apparently you get that for just being stuck at home for 3 weeks and only talking to your cats. And only being, oh my god, you pussy, you're so sad and poor little thing. Apparently I have lots to say. That was not the only thing though I got from Yarn and Yarns. I also got the newest Pom Pom magazine, because this one is almost fully size inclusive. And I'm saying almost fully because I found one pattern where my size is the biggest size. It's a 50, let me see, where is it? It's only a 50.5 inch, I think. I like this one, 59.5 inch, but there is 10 inch of positive ease, but it can also be worn with 0 ease. So, I mean, look at it. I think it looks even more fabulous with 0 ease. They can tell me something, but yeah. I like every one of them. Yeah, this is the one that I was like, I want to knit that, but it's 50.5 inch with 0 to 2 inch of positive ease. So I will fit in there, but if you're a bit bigger than me, it won't. So this is the only one that won't, that wasn't size inclusive. All the other ones are. Most of them are going up to a 60 or 70 inch. The 70 inch does have like 10 inch of positive ease. But I don't look at ease like that anymore. I'm like, I will knit it the way I like it. And I like my clothes a bit more fitted. Because when you're big, you don't have to wear a tent. But actually every single pattern in here I want to knit. And that doesn't happen to me often with Pom Pom. It was more like, oh, I only like one, maybe. But no, I like all of these. And also I like that they use BIPOC models. And not for the first time. I love this one. Most of these knits are in fingering because it is the summer pattern. And this one is also very cute with the tie in front. This one I probably would wear with positive ease, but I think it's just it's this part that has 0 ease, and then it goes a little bit more ease. Not sure. Look what you guys think. So yeah, I like this magazine, and I think it was sold out in no time in lots of places. So that was my order from Yarn and Yarns. And then I saw on Instagram in a friend I follow. A friend is Sternenstaubwolle. She's Lisa from Germany. It's basically translated to Stardust Yarns. And she's an indie dyer from Germany. And seriously, she has 2 kids, works indie dyer, and is back in school. I'm like, how the fluff do you do that? I'm pretty impressed with how she keeps that all the balls in the air. I'm seriously impressed. But she was like, I'm going to move and I need to destash my fiber. And I was like, ooh, that middle one looks really, really great. What is that? And her reply was, well, I'm doing it all in one batch and only need the shipping costs. I was like, okay. That wasn't what I meant because it wasn't all my colors, but I can probably work with that. I can over dye some things if necessary and just have fun with it. So here it is. 8 braids, I think, maybe 9. At least there is a lot of fiber. Thanks, Binx. And here you can see this is hand-dyed polworm. 2 braids of 100 grams or 104 grams. And even though these are not fully my color because of the grayish, I'm not sure if I'm gonna over dye them or just keep them, because they do look pretty. And otherwise I'm thinking maybe I should over dye them with a bit more bright. But I will have to unbraid them to see that, and I didn't uncap anything yet. I just kept it pretty for the podcast. This is all Ashford Corriedale in grey, indigo, and well, some kind of blue. I don't think I have spun with Corriedale yet, so that's very interesting. Then there is this Felt Studio UK merino and silk, and a little bit of fluff from something else. But these grey ones are probably destined to be over dyed. Otherwise, I might just leave them as is and try and incorporate a love for grey. I'm just not very much there yet because, well, at the moment I'm really drawn to brights and happy colors and lights because it's summer, but I might like that in winter, a bit more muted and a bit more gray. So maybe I will just leave it as this because I have no clue yet how I would over dye it in something brighter and make it something pretty. But this last one definitely hits my taste because hello, yellow and orange. This is Felt Studio UK again, I think. No, sorry, this is Dibadou. And this is from Germany. This is a 70% merino and 30% nylon, so it is a soft blend. Makes me happy. And this is Felt Studio UK merino superwash. I like it a lot as well because it has those warm orange and pinkish purple tones. I'm just drawn to it for autumn, fall, autumn, whatever. Oh, Binxer, you're bleeding. That means we have to put on your sweater again. Sorry, guys. Yes, you are going in sweater mode. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. I know you don't like that. But we are gonna put on the sweater. You are a champion. Binx is probably thinking, Mommy, why are you talking English to me? Ah, this is always the struggle, the last paw. Come on. Come on. And here we have Binx in his yellow t-shirt, all ready for the Tour de France. And I am getting ready for the Tour de Vlies. Who of you is also joining? I am absolutely unsure if I even have time. I hope I do. I hope Miss Leia will eat more and drink by herself by then. Oh, it would be so nice if she would start to drink. It's really, really stressful. I'm still team no sleep. And I guess that's really appropriate for the Tour de Vlies, being a team. Team Leia, team no sleep. But I would like to be team something in the Tour de Vlies. I still have my different fiber breeds study going. I haven't touched my wheel. I've only looked at it. She's behind the camera and I love her. And I really stroke her sometimes and think, yeah, I want to, but I can't. I have to do other things now. I have to babysit Leia. When she's on my lap, I can't spin. So have to find a way for that. I'm also doing the alpaca still. I need to do the second half of it. So maybe I will use that in my first week, and then I will start something nice and new. I'm also planning on doing something with my drum carder, because that's also pretty much neglected. So probably gonna have some fun, but not being very active. I hope I can spin at least every day of the tour. And maybe it's just my spindle, maybe it's just 10 minutes, maybe it's a half an hour. We will see what we can do. Health first, and hopefully a healthy family and healthy fur babies. And then, what else do I have to tell you? I'm getting my notes, because this time I do have notes. Oh, yes. My friend Monique in Frogby Creations webshop has a summer sale going with 25% off. I have not checked until when it is, so look quickly, and hopefully it is still going. Otherwise, there's always the Colourful 15 code for 15% off, but 25% is more, so more is better, less is more, whatever. For my shop, like I said in the beginning, I have to tell you something about that. I still have my Etsy shop, and it has less and less product in it because I'm working on a new shop, and I was already working on my bead shop and remodeling it for the yarn. I'm doing an overhaul because that shop was like 10 years old and looked hideous, like it was 10 years ago. And then I got an email from the provider that I am having it, or the hoster or whatever, saying that they were going to discontinue their shops. They are going to merge with some other shop software, and that software is not as cheap as this one was. Like, I would pay even more than I pay Etsy. So that's a no-go. So I have to find some new shop software, and at the moment I am looking at Shopify, but that means I have to start from scratch, and yeah, it takes its time. So if anyone has any suggestions on web shop software and pros and cons for Shopify or something else, do let me know. I do know Shopify works with Shopify payments, and that works very well in the Netherlands, also with Ideal, internationally with PayPal and credit cards, etc. So that's why I am looking at that one. I think they also have Sofort banking with that payment module, so also in Germany and other international ones. Mr. Cash, I think, is for Belgium, so then I have the most countries covered as far as payments, and the current one I was working with is more focused on the Netherlands, and Shopify is way more international, so I am thinking about that. That does mean that my shop will run empty soon-ish, when all the listings have run out. Listings only stay up like a couple of weeks after you put them in there, and then you have to pay again to put them in there. And I think with 100 products, throwing away $20 at yeah, I think it's $20, $25, something. Yeah, that's a waste of money for Etsy, I think. When I'm going away, I don't want to have much products left there. I hope you understand. Also, I have some wholesale requests, so I will be dyeing again soon. But last week the studio was just too hot, and Laia was just needing so much attention. It was not possible to do anything there. Now the temperature is down. I can feel I have my energy a bit back, and I thought I'd just hop on here and do something with that energy. Do something fun instead of only doing my taxes, which I did yesterday, and all admin work. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye, because it's time for me to wake Laia and give her some food. Yay, not. Hope to see you again soon. Not sure. Depends on how everything is going here. But me and Binx are saying goodbye and see you next time. And hope you are all doing well and stay healthy and happy. Bye bye.